It is so hard to get a job right now, but LinkedIn is still the best platform to find your dream job and get hired if you know how to use it. But the problem is, most people trying to find a job have no clue what to do on LinkedIn, and they don't know how to get into the mind of hiring managers, the people who can give them the jobs that they want. I'm going to teach you all of that in this course for free to help you get the job that you want as fast as possible. And I'm telling you, if you do what I'm going to share with you, you will get a job if, and this is a big if, you're willing to put in the time and effort. If you're someone that wants to snap your fingers and get your dream job in seconds with no work, this video is not for you. But if you're the person who actually wants this and you're willing to put in a bit of time and effort, you will get interviews and you will get opportunities for jobs. I can guarantee you that. So stick around, take notes, and if you have questions for me, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you. With that out of the way, let's get into the course and let's get you a job. So step one in this course is figuring out what job you want. This should be really obvious, but it's so damn important. If you don't know what you're looking for, it's going to be really hard to find it. So figure out specifically what is the job that you want, what is the specific name of the role that you want, or roles, because some companies will call things that are the same job different names. It's really important that you know specifically what those names are. Okay, so you need to figure this out specifically. I want to be this, 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 or this. Have a list of the exact jobs that you want so we can go find the people that are filling those roles. Which brings us to step number 2 is who are the people who are hiring for this role and doing so often. This shouldn't be too hard to find. If you're involved in this world and you're paying attention to literally anything, then these people should be pretty obvious and easy to find. Go look at the companies that are hiring a lot of the jobs that you want to have. Go find the people that are filling these roles. So then from there, you then want to go find the people that were recently hired. And from their connections, it's going to be pretty easy to then find who hired them, because chances are how it goes with the interview process is they connect on LinkedIn, they have interviews back and forth, and they eventually get placed in that job. So the hiring manager either works for the company that hired them or they work for a recruitment firm that the company uses. You want to figure that out. So go make a list of the 5 to 10 companies that are hiring the most for the roles that you want. Very, very important. It's a very important step. Then from that, you want to go and connect with all of those people that are hiring. So you want to go find the companies first that are hiring for these roles, right? Then go find who's responsible for filling these roles. It's not as hard as it sounds to find. Literally go look at who's added this role to their LinkedIn profile as of late. Connect with them. Literally ask if you can't find it yourself, saying who gave you this role? Who'd you talk to get this role? Whatever it may be. Then find who that person is. They're either a hiring manager, the company you want to work for, or they work at a recruitment firm that the company you want to work for is using. Either way, you want a list of all of these people. I want you to find as many of these people as possible. So go and do this. It's going to take a bit of time to research and find this stuff, but if you want the job, this is the kind of effort that it takes. So build out a list of all of those hiring managers, either at the companies or working at recruitment firms that are filling these roles. Okay. You then want to connect with all of them. You want to follow and try to connect with them. If they don't connect with you back, just keep following them. And you want to put them into an engagement list. So we here at Supergrow have built tools to make growing on LinkedIn, getting a job on LinkedIn, all LinkedIn specific things as simple as possible. And we built tools that make all the different things that you have to do a lot easier. So the first thing I want you to do is either do this manually or do this within Supergrow. Supergrow is going to save you a lot of time, but if you have no money, you don't need money to do what I'm going to share it with you. It's just going to save you a ton of time. So what I want you to do is either in a Google Sheet or on Supergrow, go into the engagement section and create a new list. And we're going to create a list of hiring managers. So then within here, what you're going to do is once you've found all of the people that are hiring for these roles, I want you to add all of their LinkedIn profiles into this section. So let's just say let's just say John Gislason is somebody who hires a lot for the role that I want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy his profile. I'm going to come into Supergrow. I'm going to add the content in here on the contact. I'm going to add that into my list here. And then now what this is going to do is once this updates, you're going to be able to see all of the content that all of these specific people are posting from one place. With this, what you're going to do is daily, you're going to spend the time to go and become friends and connect and engage with all of the people that have the ability to give you the job that you want. You want to be going in, you want to be responding to all of their posts with legitimate, real, authentic comments that aren't bot-like, and you want to be building a relationship with these people. After you've done this enough, it might be a week, might be 2 weeks, however long it takes for them to start interacting back with you. Then you want to start asking for their help. So after you've built this out, I want at least 5 to 10 hiring managers in here, and I want you checking in on this every single day. So once this gets uploaded, you can literally start seeing everything they've posted every day. So you can make a habit for at 10 a.m. I sit down, I look at all the posts that day from the hiring managers that I'm trying to connect with. I go and leave an awesome comment on each of them, building that rapport, building that relationship, and getting on their radar. That's a huge thing, because if you're doing this consistently, you're showing them that you are consistent and reliable. And so eventually they're going to give you an opportunity. But a lot of people will do this. They'll do it 2 or 3 times and then say it doesn't work. Or they'll do it with one specific person and say it doesn't work. That doesn't work. You need to spread your effort across a large amount of things where it'd be unrealistic for you not to get an opportunity, because so few people do this. So I want you to build out a list of at least 5, but ideally 10 or more hiring managers that are consistently hiring for the roles that you want. Add them all into either a Google Sheet or an engagement group here within Supergrow. It's gonna be the fastest way to do it. I'll show you an example of one that I already have up and running. So you can also use this to grow your following too. So what I'll do right here is I can go show you this list of other creators that are in my niche. And what I do each day is I come in here and I interact with content to make sure that more similar people that I'm trying to attract are seeing my name come into my profile, all of those things. And so you can do that as somebody who's looking for a job, to making sure that you're getting in front of the people who are hiring for these roles. So it definitely takes effort, but that's the entire point. If you want to get hired by a hiring manager, you have to show them that you're not going to make them look bad. And you do that by showing up consistently and by being reliable. So as you can see right here, it's all of their content. It makes it super easy to come in here, interact with it, and start building relationships with people. And so as you've built out this list of hiring managers, however often they're posting, you want to be their biggest fans and really start to build a relationship with them. And you can try Supergrow and the engagement tool completely free by using the link down below. So that was step 3. We're going to make a list of all the people who are hiring for the roles that we want, and we're going to connect with these people and engage with them consistently every single day. It's very important. If there's only 10 to 20 people, they should only take you 10 to 15, 20 minutes a day to interact with their content. They also won't be posting every single day, so it won't take you nearly as much time as you think, but the consistency piece is the biggest thing, because as a hiring manager, they're only concerned with making themselves look good. And so they need to hire people that they think are going to achieve that for them. And so you want to do everything you can on LinkedIn to show them that you're going to be reliable, consistent, and that you're smart and easy to be around. These are all the things that they're looking for. And you have the ability to show hiring managers this without even knowing them personally through doing these things. So after you've done this, you've made a list of them on either Supergrow or in a Google Sheet. You're going to make a habit of engaging with their content every single day, as often as they post. You want to really build a relationship. And you're going to build that rapport, that relationship, by being authentic, okay? This is going to show that you are a real person. You're not a bot. You can use Supergrow to automate a lot of this to make it faster. So I'll show you what that would look like. So if you're doing this with a Google Sheet, you're going to have to obviously click manually, go in and comment manually. But we do have some tools built into Supergrow to make that a lot faster and easier. So let's say I wanted to interact with Gary's post here. I could come in here. I could ask AI to write me a comment. I can set the tone, make it funny, say that I agree, I disagree, whatever it may be. Let's say I agree. I want to make it funny. And I can generate comments. You can also add specific notes right here. And then what's going to happen is Supergrow is going to give me a specific comment that I could just click right here if I like this one, and it will add it right here, and I can adjust it from the actual comment section. And we can also have it so that it automatically likes the post after I click post comment. So it just makes you seem a lot more real and authentic. How I recommend using this tool is, because you're gonna be doing this every single day, it'd be silly to not use AI to help make this faster. But within Supergrow, you can custom train the writing style so that it sounds like you and it sounds authentic. And there's a video I just shared right here where I walk through how to do that, but it's very straightforward. You can train it to sound however you want consistently. So by using these tools, you can comment on things very, very fast. But how I recommend doing it is picking these to set the tone and do so appropriately for the content itself, or you can add in a custom prompt, whatever you want. So take what it gives you. Let's say I go funny, agree, again, we'll generate comments. And let's just say we like this one. Boom, if I click that, it automatically adds it in. But take this a step further. Make this sound like you through and through. Add in your own personality and make sure that people know that it's not AI. That's how you're gonna really put yourself in a different category, because there's just buckets of people that are willing to do different things to get what they want. And so if you are doing all of this consistently and you're only using AI, you're already in the top 10%. But with only like the top 5 or 1% getting jobs, how you get there is by showing up authentically, showing that you're involved with these communities, showing that you know what you're talking about, and showing that you're smart. So really take the time, add on to this, Add your own personality. Use this to save you a ton of time and be consistent, but make it you. That's how you're gonna get the most results out of this. So definitely use Supergrow's tools if you try Supergrow out. But either way, if you're commenting yourself, take the time and effort to build a relationship. These are real people that can give you what you really want. So take the time, show the effort, and build that relationship and build the rapport by being consistent and authentic. Okay. After you've done that, and there's no specific rule for how long you have to do this. If you're looking for a rule, I would say to do this for at least 2 weeks, showing that you're gonna engage on every single post. After 2 weeks, they're gonna know who you are. Then from that point, if they haven't connected with you back, you may want to reach out to them and send them a message just saying something like, hey, Jessica, I'm sure you've been seeing me pop up in your comments, love your content, love all the stuff that you're doing, and add something personal so they know that you're actually not a bot. You actually have been spending the time to read their content and get to know who they are. And then you can position and ask. You want to make it as much of a no-brainer for them. And the work that you've been putting in over the past few weeks to build that relationship has done a lot of that, but you can make it even more or take it a step further by offering to buy them a coffee to hop on the phone with you for 5 minutes or whatever it may be. Just making an obvious yes for them to do that, and they're going to do it oftentimes. And then once you get them on a call, or if they're only replying via messages, that's totally okay too. You then want to ask them specifically, what are they looking for in the roles that you want? Make it as easy as for them as possible. Think about them the whole time as value first for them, saying that I'm looking to get this kind of role and I want to be the best candidate possible for whoever gives me this opportunity. What are the specific things that you're looking for? What are the keywords that you're looking for in people's profiles? What are the traits you're looking for, skills you're looking for, experiences that you're looking for? And they're going to give all of this to you, because if you end up being that person, you just made their job and their life easier and made them look better. If you put in effort, you'll be shocked how much people actually want to help you out. So if you've put in the time and effort beforehand, this isn't a crazy ask, especially if you make it easy for them or offer to buy them a coffee in return for this advice. And then if you want to take this a step further, what I would do is say, if you have a minute, can you look at my profile and could you tell me how someone like me could get the jobs that you're hiring for? What are the things that I'm missing that I need to show or have done for someone like you to feel comfortable giving me this opportunity? And not all of them will give this to you, but any of them that do will basically give you an exact roadmap for you to then go and follow with your content and your engagements across LinkedIn to show every recruiting manager you are the safe bet. You can make them look good, and you're thinking about that. That's really all we're trying to do here, is get into the mind of the people who can give us what we want. And in this situation, it's the people that hire. So you got to think about what's in it for them, and they want to look good in their own job and they want to keep that job. And that comes down to putting the right candidate in the right place. So you need to do everything that you can moving forward to show them that you have those skills, you've gotten that experience, and you can respond to the situations that you're going to get thrown into. Then with this information, you're going to start creating content consistently, but they just gave you a blueprint of the exact kind of content that you should be posting to try to get a job. And this stuff doesn't need to go viral. If your goal is to get a job, that's not really the point. The goal of content, if you're trying to get a job, is really simply just for you to communicate with hiring managers as you get them over to your profile. And you're gonna do that by consistently engaging every single day with 15, 20 minutes a day. Eventually, people are gonna come visit your profile. And if you make it so incredibly obvious that you check all the boxes that they're looking for, you essentially make their job easier, because they no longer have to go recruiting. They can just push you in the role. And you've shown that you can do exactly what they need done. And you knew exactly what to talk about because the hiring managers already told you exactly what they're looking for. So let's say they're looking for a specific kind of experience. You want to make sure to post content showing that you had that experience. If there's specific struggles they know people are going to have, you want to go show that you've already dealt with that. You've already learned the lesson, that you are a safe bet to put in that job. And we at Supergrow have tools to help you do this too. So if you go into the creation section, you can create a post, you can get ideas for a post, you can create a carousel post, you can also just talk to our tools and then it will turn it into content for you. And this now becomes really easy, because after you've talked to these hiring manager and they've given you the blueprint of the things you need to be talking about, just take that, come into Supergrow and start creating content, documenting all the things that you're doing on the side or that you've already done before. Chances are, if you've done anything and you've been putting effort in, you probably have previous experience at an internship or side hustles or side projects or even in school that you could talk about in posts that basically show the hiring managers that you're good to go, that you're a safe bet, that you've learned the lessons that they may need done. Hiring you is them taking a risk on you. And the more that you've shown that you get the assignment, you get what people are looking for, it just makes them feel so much more confident to put you there. And so your profile should really be optimized for the people that can give you what they want. All the content, all the things that you're talking about should be geared towards the people that can help you the most. And so if you've put in this time and effort, you're seeing the things they're talking about, you're connecting with them, you're building relationships with them, this stuff's going to become incredibly friggin' obvious. And you just go make a list and you start checking off content and you consistently post, whether it's 2 or 3 times a week, ideally daily, just covering all of these different subjects, providing proof that you are a safe bet, that you are going to do great in this role. And if you do that, it's going to be almost impossible to not get a job if you've done this enough with enough effort. If you do this, it will work. If you keep expanding your scope, if you need to add more people, add more hiring managers. If you need to make better content, continue making better content. If you do this, you will get a job. I am telling you, this is what it takes to get a job now, because it's an employer's market. With less jobs to go around, they can expect more. And as the hiring manager, they're going to do everything they can to avoid risk for them. And so this is the kind of stuff that they're looking for to show that you are a good bet. And I know so many people watching this have never created content before, and that scares the crap out of them. So I'll show you how simple this can be with the examples that we've talked about. So let's say I talked to some hiring managers. I was interacting with their content every single day. And finally, I pushed for my ask. After weeks of supporting them, I just said, hey, can I buy you a coffee, or can I give you an Uber Eats gift card, or even just give them the gift card so they feel like they owe you 2 minutes or some responses. A $5 or $10 gift card is a small price to pay to get a job that you want. Then from that, once they've given you this information, let's say that they're a hiring manager for software engineers. And let's say they're very focused on hiring developers that are really skilled with the AI tools. Let's say, okay, now boom, that's going to be a bucket for my content that I'm going to talk about consistently. All of my experience, all of the wonderful things going on in the world of the AI tools and how people are using them. I would then come into here. I can go into Idea Generator. And let's say something like AI software development. I can just type in a subject, click generate ideas. And the best part of this is that we're actually sourcing information from news and LinkedIn to give you the most proven ideas that are actually pulling results across social media. So you can see there's different topics that we can run with. Let's say I really liked right here, essential skills for modern AI developers, a guide to staying relevant in 2025. This is a golden piece of content that you could create, because if you spend the time and you actually go in and add all of your expertise, proof of your previous examples, maybe even interview other people that are building things, you position yourself as the expert for this specific problem. And so if the hiring manager has told you this is exactly what they're looking for, do you know how few people are going to spend the time to do this? If you go in and put the time in to do this, you're going to get the job. I'm telling you, you're going to get the job, because what you're going to learn through having to do this is going to make you such an obvious hire. They're going to have to give you the job. So let's say I want to go in and do this, and I take this idea, click generate a post. I then have some more options here. I can select a tone of voice for this, or what I can do is choose a content style. So like I told you about earlier, you can train content styles within Supergrow to write in certain ways. So you can either get it to write just like you if you want to train it on your writing. You can get it to write like your favorite writers, whatever you want. I've made a Dan Koh voice and as well as a Dakota voice. These are 2 creators that I really like, but I could easily add new styles and train them on that as well. Or I can pick a specific post format. Let's say I want to go with these proven frameworks. There's so many here that you can choose from. Pick whichever one makes the most sense for this post. Let's say I just want to go with this, and then I'm going to go in the Dan Koh style just to show you how powerful this is. I'll click generate. It's then going to create a post for me, and then we can adjust it from here. So here's the output. As you can see, here's the full post written in Dan Koh's style. If you don't know who Dan Koh is, he's a very popular creator on LinkedIn and Twitter. And so this is mimicking how he would present this idea. Then from here, this gives you most of the hard work done, right? And then from here, what you can do is go and just simply adjust this to make it sound more like you and hit the points that you really want to share as the expert, as someone who's lived through this. And so if you've taken the time and you've learned all of this stuff and you're able to present this kind of content, you're going to show that you know exactly what you're talking about. And so the benefit of post formats is it's all proven formats and formulas that have worked across LinkedIn, and content style gives you the ability to sound however you want. It can either sound just like you or some of your favorite writers. Let's say you really have someone that you love how they write, and you can take their writing across a bunch of posts or newsletters, whatever it may be, and then train a writing style for that specific use case. So like, let's say you really love how someone writes short posts. You can train a content style for all the short posts that you create to have it just like that. You can have a different one for long form. You can really create as many of these as you want to sound and show up as much as you want. And then you can take this and just simply edit it. And you just had a post done in seconds that previously would have taken so much time. And so by using Supergrow, you can get to a really good place and then take it over the top with your own input and expertise. And this is how you can consistently show up, have a get hired on LinkedIn routine that only needs to take 20 to 30 minutes a day. And with the tools that we've built into Supergrow, you could be engaging with 10 plus hiring managers every single day and making 1 to 2 posts and achieve all of that in under 30 minutes. And because of the work that we've done already to know what we should be posting about, every single post that you put out there is essentially adding to your resume or your portfolio so that when we finally get these hiring managers to come over to your profile, because they will come there, especially if you've optimized your profile. And if you watch this video right here, I teach you exactly how to do that to get in front of the right people and keep them there and keep them on your profile. So go ahead and click this if you've not optimized your profile. But by doing all these strategic engagement every single day, you're going to get them over there eventually. And as long as you have all of this, you're checking their subconscious boxes to give you that opportunity, and you're constantly on their radar. So they're going to give you an opportunity. If you're not getting interviews, this will at the very least get you to the interview 110%. And then that's a new problem to solve. But if you're not getting interviews, this will get you them. And if you're someone who does really well in interviews, this will get you a job because it'll get you the interview that you can then close. And you can do all of this in less than 30 minutes a day by using these tools. And if you don't want to use these tools, you could do this all manually with Google Sheets and things like that. It's just going to take you a lot more time. But everything within Supergrow, all the tools are built specifically for LinkedIn to make you the best user of LinkedIn to get exactly what you want. Whether that's coming up with ideas, making carousel content, just dumping your thoughts via voice to then turn that into content. The engagement section is massive. This is the one that I would stress that you use the most. You can also schedule content all from here. So if you want to get ahead of it, you could come in for 30 minutes and get posts out for the next few weeks if you wanted to by using the tools that we have here and then scheduling out the content to go live later. You can study viral posts in any niche that you want. You can also create swipe files. So within this, you can create basically a lookbook of the best performing content. So as you're going through and you're learning more about LinkedIn and the things that people are looking for, you can create a swipe file of the posts that those kinds of people have engaged with or that have done really well, or maybe a post that got someone a job. You can add those into different swipe files and have different tags so that you can go in and see the best performing content for what you're trying to achieve, which is super awesome. I definitely recommend adding to this as you go through LinkedIn. So with the Chrome extension that is free, let's say I wanted to add this to my swipe file, I could click this and then I can add a tag to it and then add it to my swipe file. So I'll go viral content, I'll click add. And if I come back here, you'll see when I refresh, that post is now here. So definitely get creative with this. Everything is there right in front of you. It's just a bit of effort and a bit of creativity away from you getting it. And we also have analytics, so you can see how all the things that you're doing are impacting you and your account. But if you're looking to get a job, I wouldn't stress too much about these numbers going way up. That's not the purpose of us creating content. Your content in your LinkedIn profile is essentially now the first interview. Previously, they used to give everyone a 5-minute interview or a quick screening. You don't even get that opportunity anymore unless your resume is on point. And the new resume is your presence on LinkedIn. And so you want to do all the things that I'm talking about. If you do that, you do it every single day for a few weeks, maybe it's a few months, you will get interviews and you will get a job. And since you're looking to get a job and grow on LinkedIn, this is the exact channel to help you do that. I post weekly free content to help you do those things as fast as possible. And like I mentioned earlier, having your profile optimized is so critical because once we get people over to your profile, we want to keep them around and tell them how they can help you. So watch this video right here to learn exactly how to optimize your profile for what you want and the job you want. Go connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll see you over here in this video. Peace.